Student, in today's lecture, we will see the new part from this topic that is protein synthesis. Okay, protein protein synthesis. So this is the most important part as far as this topic is concerned. Means this MBI topic, molecular basis of inheritance, is concerned. This protein synthesis it is the most important one. So you have to learn very carefully this part, protein synthesis. So this protein you are aware with, this is the biomolecule, and you have studied that in 11th standard under the chapter biomolecule. So various biomolecules you have studied there. From that, this is the one that is a protein. Okay, protein means what? The protein means simply it is a polypeptide chain. Okay, it is having the one C terminal and one the N terminal. You are aware with that. The protein they plays a most important role in the various biochemical activities of the cell. Means they acts as a structural component. Along with that, they plays a most important role as an enzyme. They catalyze the various biochemical reaction. Not only this, but that protein, they also acts as hormones. Okay, uh, this protein, how it is synthesized inside the cell. The simple way we can say how that protein it is synthesized inside the cell. So that type of the brief information. It was postulated by the scientist Francis Crick. Okay, scientist Francis Crick. That is FSC Crick. Okay, FHC. Okay, Crick. In the 1958, they postulated there the unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. Okay, and that unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis, he postulated there it is the central dogma. Okay, central dogma of the protein synthesis. So what is that? The unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. See, the DNA, okay, DNA, it is present. Where it is present? You are aware with the DNA present inside the nucleus. The DNA, they undergo the transcription. Okay, they undergo the transcription, and that transcription, as usual, where takes place, it is takes place inside the nucleus. Okay, it is takes place inside the nucleus. What is synthesized? There is a synthesis of the mRNA. Okay, mRNA, and that mRNA, no doubt it is synthesized inside the nucleoplasm, and then that mRNA, after processing in case of eukaryote, they are transferred toward the cell cytosol through the nuclear pores. Okay, and that mRNA, when it is transferred toward the cell cytosol, in the cell cytosol, they undergo the translation. Okay, they undergo the translation. So that translation, it is takes place inside the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. It is takes place inside the cytoplasm. So you have to remember. And what is synthesized after the translation? There will be a synthesis of. Okay, there will be a synthesis of the polypeptide. Okay, polypeptide, and that polypeptide, it is nothing but it is the protein. Okay, it is nothing but it is the protein. So such a type of the unidirectional flow of the information, it was given by the scientist Francis Crick. Okay, Crick, during the 1958, and he called it is the central dogma of the protein synthesis. Okay, so this is the central dogma dogma of the protein synthesis, means unidirectional flow of the protein synthesis. Okay, what is the unidirectional flow? Unidirectional flow in the sense, from the DNA there is a synthesis of the mRNA inside the nucleoplasm, and by using the codon sequence of the mRNA inside the cell cytoplasm, there will be a synthesis of the polypeptide. Okay, uh, in the sense the protein. So such type of the unidirectional flow of information, it was postulated by the scientist F.H.C. Crick, Francis Crick, during the 1958, and he called it is the central dogma of protein synthesis. But later on, in the 1970, okay, in 1970, Temin, Temin and Baltimore, Temin and Baltimore, during the 1970, uh, he observed the in case of the retrovirus, in case of the retrovirus, or in case of the riboviruses, these are the RNA viruses. Okay, ribovirus. They observed the rather different types of the transcription. They observed there the reverse transcription. Okay, so what is that, the reverse transcription? Normally what happened, from the DNA molecule, okay, DNA molecule, through the transcription, okay, through the transcription, there is a formation of the mRNA, okay, mRNA, and by using the codon sequence of mRNA, that process it is called as the translation process. Okay, that process it is called as a translation process. So this process, what is synthesized? There will be a synthesis of protein. Okay, there will be a synthesis of the protein. But these scientists Temin and Baltimore, they observed that the enzyme RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, what they do there, they reverse the transcription process. So that process it is called as a reverse transcription. Reverse transcription. Okay, reverse transcription. And because of that reverse transcription, by using the strand of mRNA, the new single strand of DNA will be produced there. Okay, such type of the process, it is called as a reverse transcription process. So such a type of the information given by the scientist Temin and Baltimore, he observed there the what is the role of enzyme. By using the codon sequence of mRNA, the enzyme RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, RNA dependent DNA polymerase enzyme, that enzyme they use the codon sequence of mRNA and they synthesize the single strand of DNA. Okay, they synthesize the single strand of DNA. In the sense, this process it is exactly reverse to transcription process. So that process is called as a reverse transcription process. Then student, here we are going to study in detail the protein synthesis with the help of the two main steps. That is, the first step it is transcription process, and the second step it is the translation process. So let's see student the transcription process in detail. Okay, so see the first main process of the protein synthesis, that is the transcription. Okay, transcription. This transcription, where it is takes place, remember they are takes place during the cell cycle, but at which phase this transcription process takes place? This transcription process it is takes place during the G1 and the G2 phase. Okay, during the G1 and the G2 phase of the cell cycle, this transcription process takes place. So how it is takes place? You know that this transcription process, we are going to discuss here the transcription process by using the eukaryotic DNA. That DNA is linear one. But side by side, what happened in case of the prokaryote, that part we are also mention side by side there as per your textbook. Okay, so this is the DNA molecule. Okay, suppose this is the DNA molecule. As usual, the DNA molecule, it is linear. In case of the eukaryote, it is double-stranded linear DNA molecule. In case of prokaryote, it is single circular double-stranded DNA molecule. Okay, so this DNA, suppose this is the 3' end and this is the 5' end as usual. Then during the transcription process, what happened? That DNA strands, they have to be separate first, and then the one strand, it acts as a template strand. Okay, one strand, it acts as a template strand. So for that, you have to know what happened during the DNA replication. So there is a activity of the various types of the enzymes. So what are the enzymes? Those enzymes, they shows their activity. The endonuclease enzyme, first they shows their activity, and in the presence of that endonuclease enzyme, the temporary cut is taken. Okay, and then it is followed by the activity of the helicase enzyme. The unwinding of DNA takes place, and that unwinding, it is immediately followed by the breaking of the weak bonds. Two strands, they get separate. Two strands, they get separate. Then it is followed by the binding of the SSBP enzyme, means single strand binding protein. They bind at the replication fork site, we have seen in previous lecture, and that two strands kept stable for the replication. Then you know that superhelix relax protein, they also plays a most important role, and due to activity of such a type of the enzymes, what is formed? There is a formation of such a type of the replication fork. Okay, you are aware with this replication fork. You know that this is the 5' end, and as usual, this is 3' end, and this is the 5' end. Okay, then the two separated strand of DNA molecule, the one strand, it acts as a template strand. Okay, one strand, it acts as a template strand, in the sense this is the template. Okay, template strand, and the strand complementary to the template strand, that strand, it is called as a coding strand. Okay, coding strand. So this is the coding strand. Then the template strand, always remember here the template strand, they are having the binding site of the RNA polymerase enzyme, because you know that the RNA polymerase enzyme, they follow the polymerization in direction of the 5' end to 3' end. Okay, 5' end to 3' end. But the binding site of that RNA polymerase enzyme, it is situated. It is situated near to that the 3' end. Okay, 3' end, and that that binding site, it is called as the promoter gene sequence. So this is the promoter. Okay, promoter gene sequence. Promoter gene sequence, it is followed by the structural gene sequence. Okay, so all this is the structural gene sequence. So this is the structural gene sequence. Okay, this is the structural gene sequence, and the structural gene, it is followed by the terminator gene sequence. Okay, so this is the terminator gene sequence. Terminator gene sequence. So this structural gene, no doubt they are having the promoter on one side. Okay, promoter on one side, and they are having the terminator gene sequence on the other side. Okay, on the other side, and you know that the RNA polymerase enzyme, they are attached to the promoter gene sequence. Okay, why they are attached to the promoter gene sequence at the 3' end? Because this RNA polymerase enzyme, okay, RNA polymerase enzyme, this they follow the polymerization in the direction of the 5' end to 3' end. Okay, so that's why that RNA polymerase enzyme they attach to this the template strand of the DNA, which runs in a direction of the 3' end to the 5' end. So, student, you have to remember these things. Okay. So this is the what happened uh, in the transcription of the protein synthesis. That means there is a synthesis of the mRNA over this template strand of DNA. Okay, template strand of DNA. Remember, student, in case of the prokaryote and eukaryote, okay, in case of the pro and eukaryote, this transcription process, okay, transcription process, it involves the three main steps. It involves the three main steps. What are those? The initiation process, okay, initiation process, initiation process, then it is followed by the elongation process, means the elongation of the polynucleotide chain. Okay, elongation of that polynucleotide chain, in the sense the elongation of that RNA. Okay, then there is a stop of the transcription process, in the sense the third step, termination. Okay, termination. So see, in case of the prokaryote as well as in case of the eukaryote, the transcription process, it involves the three main steps. The initiation process, it is followed by the elongation process, it is followed by the termination of that the polynucleotide chain, in the sense that RNA synthesis, they stop at the termination. Okay, at the termination. So you have to remember this one. The transcription process in both the prokaryote as well as eukaryotes, they begins at the promoter site. Okay, they begins at the promoter site and they stop at the terminator site. Okay, they stop at the terminator site. So let's see, student, now we are going to elaborate the transcription unit of this DNA. Okay, transcription unit of this DNA, in the sense the transcribed segment or the transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as the transcription unit. Okay, transcribed segment of DNA or that transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as a transcription unit. म्हणजे या डायग्राममध्ये तुमच्या लक्षात येतं की हा DNA आहे आणि हा DNA हा जो पोर्शन आहे, या पोर्शनवरती ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन होत आहे. म्हणजे ह्या स्ट्रक्चरल जीन चा न्यूक्लियोटाइड सिक्वेन्स वापरून याच्यावरती mRNA सिंथेसिस होतं, याला आपण ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन असं म्हणतो. मग आपल्याला हा जो पार्ट आहे, हा जो DNA असा पार्ट आहे की जो पार्ट हा ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शनमध्ये पार्टिसिपेट होतो, त्याला आपण ट्रान्स्क्रिप्शन युनिट असं म्हणतो. म्हणजेच transcribed segment or the transcribed unit of DNA, it is called as a transcription unit. So let's see, student, about the transcription unit. So let's see, student, the transcription unit means the transcribed segment of DNA. So suppose this is the DNA molecule. Okay, it is double stranded as usual. So suppose this is the 5' end of DNA, one strand of DNA, and this is, as usual, this is the 3' end. Another end, it is a 3' end. Then what is this? Another strand. Suppose this is the another strand. Okay, and this another strand, what is this terminal? This is the 5' end, then corresponding end, it is the 3' end, and this is the 3' end, then another complementary end, it is the 5' end. So this 5' end. So this is the two strands of the DNA. Okay, then this DNA, that transcription unit, they are having the three main parts. That is, they are having the promoter gene sequence, then they are having the structural gene sequence, and they are having the terminator gene sequence. So always remember the promoter gene sequence, they are situated at the 5 prime end of DNA. Okay, and this is the upstream site. Okay, upstream site. So this the promoter gene sequence. Okay, this promoter gene sequence, they are situated here at the 5 prime end of the DNA. So this is the promoter. Okay, this is the promoter gene sequence. They are situated at the 5 prime end of DNA. This is the upstream site. Okay, this is the upstream site. म्हणजे डीएनएच्या स्ट्रँडची 5 प्राईम एंड त्याला अपस्ट्रीम साईट असं म्हटलं जातं. देन इट इज फॉलोड बाय द स्ट्रक्चरल जीन. Okay, this is a structural gene, and that structural gene, it is followed by terminator gene sequence, and that terminator gene sequence, it is situated toward the 3 prime end of that DNA strand. Okay, so this is the terminator gene sequence. Okay, terminator gene sequence, and this is the promoter gene sequence. See student, this transcription unit of the DNA, they are having the three main parts: promoter gene sequence, they are having the structural gene sequence, and the next one, it is the terminator gene sequence. Okay, terminator gene sequence. So this terminator gene sequence, it is situated towards the downstream site. Okay, towards the downstream site. So they are present toward the downstream site, and this 5 prime end, it is a upstream site. See what happened. The RNA polymerase enzyme. Okay, RNA polymerase enzyme. They plays a most important role. So RNA, we have to write here the RNA polymerase enzyme. RNA polymerase enzyme. This RNA polymerase enzyme, it is a DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. Okay, it is a DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. म्हणजे हे RNA polymerase enzyme DNAच्या स्टँडवरती डिपेंड राहून RNA मॉलिक्यूल फॉर्म करतं. So it is a DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. This RNA polymerase enzyme, they do the polymerization. Okay, they do the polymerization in the direction of the 5 prime end to 3 prime end. Okay, in the direction of 5 prime end to 3 prime end. So you have to remember these. When this RNA polymerase enzyme, when they want to bind at the promoter site, the which strand of DNA they choose or they select as a template strand, that strand, they are having the exact opposite sequence, or they run in a opposite direction. Okay, in the sense RNA polymerase enzyme, they do the polymerization, means they follow the polynucleotide chain formation in the direction of 5 prime end to 3 prime end. मग हे RNA polymerase enzyme हे कोणतं स्ट्रँड हे टेम्पलेट स्टँड म्हणून यूज करेल की जे स्टँड हे एक्झॅक्टली याच्या अपोजिट रन होईल. म्हणजे द स्टँड विच रन इन ए 3 prime end to 5 prime end. Okay, 3 prime end to 5 prime end. So the strand which run in a 3 prime end to 5 prime end in this direction, that strand, it acts as a template strand. Okay, template strand. And then the strand opposite to the template strand, okay, strand opposite to the template strand, that strand, it is called as the coding strand. ओके, इथे मी शॉर्ट फॉर्म वापरतोय स्ट्रँड, STD लिहितोय, हे लक्षात घ्या. तुम्ही एक्झाममध्ये स्ट्रँड असं लिहिणं अपेक्षित आहे. ओके, सो दिस इज द कोडिंग स्ट्रँड. So see why this strand it is called as a coding strand, because after transcription the mRNA molecule it is synthesized here, okay, by using the nucleotide sequence of structural gene. But that mRNA molecule, they copy the nucleotide sequence of the coding strand, okay, coding strand, or whatever the nucleotide sequence develop over the RNA, that nucleotide sequence, it is actually present over the coding strand. It is actually present over the coding strand. So you have to remember these. So because of that, this strand, it is called as the coding strand. So let's see, student, how this strand acts as a coding strand and how this strand acts as a template strand with the help of a very simple example. So suppose this is the template strand. Okay, suppose this is a template strand, and this template strand, suppose they runs in a 5' end to 3' end, it acts as a template strand. Okay, it acts as a template strand. And another strand, okay, another strand of DNA, okay, they exactly run in opposite direction. This is the 5' end and this is the 3' end. So suppose this strand they runs in a 3' end to 5' end, okay, 3' end to 5' end. This strand, they acts as a template strand. Okay, they acts as a template strand in the sense RNA polymerase enzyme, they are attached here. Okay, they are attached here because the promoter gene sequence, they are situated here. Okay, and that RNA polymerase enzyme, they follow the polymerization in the direction of 5' end to the 3' end. Okay, just we have mentioned before. Then here, what are the nucleotide sequence already present over this template strand? So suppose this is the template strand. Okay, this template strand, and this is the coding strand. Okay, coding strand. Then suppose you can write any nucleotide. Suppose this is the adenine nucleotide. Suppose this is a guanine nucleotide. This is thymine nucleotide. This is cytosine. This is thymine. This is thymine. This is adenine nucleotide. Then which mRNA is synthesized over this strand? Which mRNA is synthesized over this strand? That the mRNA, they are having the complementary nucleotide sequence, but they synthesize in the direction of 5' end to 3' end. So suppose this is the 5' end, this is 3' end of the template strand, then this is the 5' end. Then the adenine nucleotide, they attract the, yes, which nucleotide they attract? The thymine nucleotide, but the thymine, it is not present in the mRNA. Instead of thymine, what is present there? The uracil. So the uracil, it is attracted. Okay, so what is attracted here? The attraction of the uracil. Then here the guanine nucleotide. Then here it is a cytosine thymine nucleotide. Here it is adenine nucleotide. Cytosine guanine is attracted, and toward the thymine adenine is attracted. Toward the thymine adenine is attracted. Toward the adenine again not a thymine. Which nucleotide they attract? It is the uracil nucleotide. So this is the mRNA. Okay, this is the mRNA after the transcription. See, this another strand, why it is called as a coding strand? Because all the same type of the nucleotide, it is copied over this mRNA. So let's see how it is copied. This is the single strand of DNA, and this strand, it is complementary to this one. Then what is the nucleotide sequence here? Here it is adenine. On this, the thymine is there. Okay. Then here the guanine, cytosine nucleotide. Thymine, here it is a adenine nucleotide. Cytosine, here it is a guanine nucleotide. Thymine, here it is adenine nucleotide. Thymine, here it is a adenine nucleotide. Adenine, here it is a thymine nucleotide. So these are the nucleotide sequence present over the coding strand, means that this strand. Okay, coding strand. Then why these are called as the coding strand? Because as it is the nucleotide sequence of coding strand, it is copied over the mRNA. Copied over the mRNA. So see, this is the TU. Okay, so instead of thymine, what is taken on mRNA U? Okay, because instead of thymine over the mRNA, what is present? The uracil is present. So as it is copied, then A, G, G, A, C, C, and T in case of the mRNA U. So all the nucleotide sequence present over the coding strand, it is copied over the mRNA. It is copied over the mRNA. So this coding strand, it is also called as a sense strand. Sense strand. Okay, it is also called as a sense strand. And this template strand, it is also called as a non-coding strand. Non-coding strand, or it is also called as an antisense strand. Okay, antisense strand. So student, you have to remember this one. So student, here the mRNA, it is synthesized by using the nucleotide sequence of the template strand. Nucleotide sequence of the template strand. So you have to remember these. Then during this the polymerization, what happened? That RNA polymerase enzyme, okay, this is the RNA polymerase enzyme. RNA polymerase enzyme, okay, this is the RNA polymerase enzyme as usual. This RNA polymerase enzyme, no doubt, they are attached at the promoter gene sequence, okay, and they follow the polymerization, okay, they follow the polymerization in the direction of the 5' end to the 3' end, okay, 5' end to the 3' end. So this is the 5' end and this is the 3' end. So they follow the polymerization in the direction of 5' end to 3' end, okay. Here the corresponding nucleotide, they are attracted toward the exposed nucleotide of the template strand. In the sense, at its maturity, this mRNA actually they copy the nucleotide sequence of this coding strand. So because of that, it is called as a sense strand. Okay, because of that, it is called as a sense strand. What happens, student? When that RNA polymerase enzyme, they attach at the promoter gene sequence, and they run all along the length of the template strand. During that time, the unbinding of DNA takes place, and during the unbinding of DNA, the polymerization, it is continuously takes place. Okay. Then finally, what happened when that the RNA polymerase enzyme, they reach at the terminator gene sequence, okay, terminator gene sequence, that polymerization process, it is stopped. Okay, it is stopped. And what happened? This the RNA, they are synthesized. They are synthesized. But remember here, at the end of this transcription, the hybrid DNA RNA molecule is formed. Okay, what is formed? The hybrid, okay, hybrid DNA RNA molecule, it is formed. So this is the hybrid DNA RNA molecule, it is formed at the end. Okay, and then when the entire process they get complete, then this mRNA they release in the nucleoplasm, and that mRNA it is called as the primary transcript. It is called as the primary transcript, or that mRNA, it is also called as the heterogeneous nuclear mRNA. Okay, heterogeneous nuclear mRNA. So you have to remember these. Then that heterogeneous nuclear mRNA, it is formed inside the nucleoplasm, and this process, it is called as the transcription process. Okay, it is called as a transcription process.
Transcription is the process of formation of specific RNA sequence from the specific DNA sequence. This specific region of DNA that is transcribed is called transcription unit. In transcription unit, 5' to 3' is called the coding strand, and the other 3' to 5' is called the template strand. It is the template strand which is transcribed. The transcription unit is divided into 3 regions. The promoter region that switches on and off the gene, the coding region that encodes information, and the termination region that contains a specific sequence of nucleotides to locate the end of the gene. Transcription initiates when RNA polymerase recognizes and binds to the promoter site on the DNA. A transcription factor, sigma, helps in recognizing the initiator site. This sigma factor releases as soon as the RNA polymerase binds the promoter site. A portion of the DNA double helix at this site unwinds and the strands separate. The RNA polymerase moves along the DNA strand, synthesizing the single-stranded mRNA in 5' to 3' direction. Transcription terminates when RNA polymerase reaches a terminator site, signaling the end of the gene. Another factor called Rho factor helps it in this process. Once the RNA polymerase reaches the terminator site, the nascent RNA falls off, and so the RNA polymerase. The DNA helix then zips back together as the H bonds reform. mRNA then moves to the cytoplasm for protein synthesis.
We have just learned with the help of the transcription unit. So this formed heterogeneous nuclear RNA, okay, this formed heterogeneous nuclear RNA, remember, in case of prokaryote, that RNA, they never required the processing, okay, they never required the processing. So in case of the prokaryote, this hnRNA or heterogeneous nuclear RNA, they never required the processing, okay, they never require processing, okay, they never required processing in case of the prokaryote, okay, in case of prokaryote, that hnRNA, they never required the processing. Why they never required the processing? Because the intron sequence, okay, intron sequence, that intron sequence, it is also called as a non-coding sequence. Okay, non-coding sequence, it is absent. It is absent in case of prokaryote. So always remember, prokaryote मध्ये heterogeneous nuclear RNA ला प्रोसेसिंग लागत नाही, कारण त्याच्यामध्ये इंट्रॉन सिक्वेन्स हा कम्प्लिटली अब्सेंट असतो, हे लक्षात घ्या. ओके, परंतु याच्यामध्ये यूकॅरियोट्समध्ये इट रिक्वायर्ड द प्रोसेसिंग. It required the processing. So in case of the eukaryote, that hnRNA, okay, hnRNA or hnmRNA, okay, hnmRNA, they required the processing. required processing, because they are having the intron as a non-coding sequence. Okay, so they are having the non-coding, okay, non-coding sequence. They are having the non-coding sequence, that is the intron sequence. Intron sequence. So that intron sequence they have to remove first, and then that RNA they are transferred toward the cell cytosol. Student, I will give the one information here in the transcription unit. What we saw there, we saw the role of the one enzyme, that is the RNA polymerase enzyme. But in case of the prokaryote, there is a requirement of only one RNA polymerase enzyme. There is no various types of the enzyme in case of the prokaryote. But in case of the eukaryote, the RNA polymerase enzyme, they are of the three different types. Okay, that is the RNA polymerase. Okay, polymerase first. Then next one it is RNA polymerase second. Okay, and next one it is the RNA polymerase third. So three different types of enzymes. It is required for formation of three different types of the RNAs. So RNA polymerase first, it is utilized for the synthesis of the ribosomal rRNA. Okay. Then RNA polymerase second, it is utilized for synthesis of the messenger RNA, that is mRNA. And RNA polymerase third, it is utilized for synthesis of the tRNA, or it is also called as the soluble RNA. So the three different types of the enzymes are required in case of the eukaryote for the synthesis of three different types of the RNAs. But in case of the prokaryote, there is a utilization of the only one enzyme there. So student, here what we saw the transcription process. Okay, transcription process. In case of the eukaryote, but parallelly also we have mentioned there how it is takes place in case of the prokaryote. One thing you remember, during the recognition of the promoter gene sequence, in case of the eukaryote, that RNA polymerase they itself they recognize the promoter gene sequence. But in case of the prokaryote, that RNA polymerase enzyme, they are having its own sigma unit, and that sigma factor of the RNA polymerase enzyme in case of prokaryote, they helps to that enzyme to recognize the promoter gene sequence, and then they follow the polymerization in the direction of 5' end to the 3' end. So student, here we have completed the transcription unit. With respect to that, what we have seen how the mRNA, it is synthesized over the template strand of the DNA, and how they copy the nucleotide sequence of the coding strand. Okay, and now what we have the heterogeneous nuclear RNA in the nucleoplasm. So in next lecture we will see there what is the actual processing of mRNA in case of eukaryote, and how that processing takes place there, and after processing that mRNA, it is transferred toward the cell cytosol. So student, with this we will stop at this moment.